For those who have been hearing about the Nigerian tax law but do not yet know how it affects them, this is a comprehensive video that covers 20 questions, 20 possible questions about the Nigerian tax law when it begins. Please do not skip any part of this video, especially the end part, because everything discussed here in context of this video concerns every Nigerian. So let's get to the first question. Question 1. When will the Nigerian tax law take effect? The answer is the Nigerian tax law will take effect on the 1st of January 2026. Question number 2. What kind of citizens, what type of individuals are meant to pay tax? The answer to the question is every Nigerian citizen is meant to pay tax so long as you earn money. So long as you earn income, you will pay tax. When you work, the monies that you are being paid after working will be taxed by the Nigerian government. Question number 3. Will the monies transferred into my bank account be taxed? Will I pay tax if someone transfers money into my bank account? The answer is no. You will only pay tax when the comment on that transaction says payment for work. It has to be a payment from a job or something you did, work, right? So that's like payment for something you did, so it will be taxed. Otherwise, if someone just sends you money, maybe your mom sends you money to feed, to do this, or maybe a family relative or something like that, it's not business related, then such a transaction will not be taxed. Question number 4. Will the monies in my account be taxed from time to time? The answer to the question is no. Monies sitting in your account will not be taxed because you have not used them for any business transactions. So it's just sitting there, right? So no, you will not be taxed if you hold money in your account. Question number 5. Will a student who does not work, a student without a job, be taxed? Will a student that does not work pay tax? No. A student who does not have an income, a flow of cash into their accounts, or being paid for the work that they do, if a student has no job, that student will not pay tax. Question number 6. Will government tax authorities monitor bank accounts now to know what to tax? The answer to the question is yes. They will have to monitor your transactions and every person's bank account so as to know the monies that will be taxed, because not every transaction that comes in means that you earned for the work that you did, right? So they will monitor the transaction. This is why record keeping is now very important. Every transaction must have their comments, or what do they call them? There is this thing you have to write while making transactions, right? So be specific. This monies, I'm sending it because I want to do this. Make a comment on the transaction. It has to be done so as the government will know that the person you are sending to did not work for you, and so that money cannot be charged as income for it to be taxed. Okay, so make sure you state down everything clearly to avoid taxes. All right. Question number 7. Will I pay tax from the loan that I collect from a bank? If I collect a loan from a bank, will I pay tax? If I collect a loan from all these bank, what they call them, loan apps, loan sharks, will I pay tax? The answer to the question is no. You will not pay tax when you collect a loan, because a loan is not income. Okay, you are just given money. You did not earn it, right? You did not work for them to be paid that money. You just loaned it. They just loaned it to you. Although the bank itself or the loan app that gave you the loan will be taxed when you return the money with interest. The monies that will be taxed from the bank or the loan app is the interest that you paid, because that is you now paying them for what they did for you. You know, the interest is what will be taxed. So your loans will not be taxed, but the bank that you loaned from will be taxed. Question number 8. If I run a small business, will I pay the same tax with a company? The answer to the question is no. Smaller businesses will definitely pay smaller taxes, while big companies will pay higher taxes, besides Gombe. Question number 9. If I buy and sell shares from companies to make profits, will I pay tax? Initially, you are not supposed to pay tax. So the answer is no. But it will become a yes if the amount of shares that you sell are up to 150 million naira worth. That is when you will pay tax. And if the profit you make from these sales is up to 10 million naira, you will pay tax. So if the worth of shares is up to 150 million and the profit you make from that sale is up to 10 million naira, you will pay tax. Otherwise, you are not supposed to pay tax if you buy and sell shares from companies. The companies that own the shares are the one who are supposed to pay tax to the government, not you. Question number 10. I have worked with the government, I have served the government, and I have retired. Are my benefits, my pensions, or my retirement benefits going to be taxed? Will my pension be taxed? The answer to that question is no. Your pension or retirement benefit as a government worker will not be taxed. Question number 11. I am a celebrity. I earn my money from foreign clients. Clients who pay me are not Nigerians. I make my money abroad. People call me for shows abroad. But I am a Nigerian. Will I pay tax or not? Yes, you will pay tax. You will pay tax to the Nigerian government. Question number 12. How will these taxes be charged? What amount of money do I need to make before I am charged? If I make a certain amount of money, how much will I be taxed? I'll be putting up something on your screen right now, so as you look at it, and if you look at it, you see it says the new annual income tax rate as follows, and the next thing you see is annual income bracket and so on. So if you make from 0 naira to 800,000 naira, you will not pay tax. A year, annually. In 1 year, if you make 0 naira to 800,000 naira, you will not pay tax. If you can see that the tax rate right there is 0. If you make 801,000 to 3 million naira, you will pay 15%. That's annually. In 1 year, if you make 800,000 to 3 million naira, you will pay 15% of that money. If you make 3 million naira to 12 million naira, you will pay 18% of that money. If you make 12 million naira to 25 million naira a year, you will pay 21% of that money. If you make 25 million naira to 50 million naira, you will pay 23% of that money as tax. If you make 50 million and above, you will pay 25% of that money every year. So that's how it's going to be. Question number 13. If the company I work for decide to give me some amount of money upon my leaving the company, will I pay tax on that money that I was gifted? The answer to the question is no. You will not be taxed because your company decided to gift you some money when you were leaving the company. But when that money is above 50 million naira, then you will be taxed. Some money will be taxed from you if the amount you were gifted is above 50 million naira. But anything below 50 million naira, no, you will not be taxed. Question number 14. I own houses abroad. I am a landlord abroad. Will the rents that my abroad tenants pay be taxed? Well, the answer to the question is yes. But if those monies are paid directly into your account, they will not be taxed. If those monies come in another way, I don't know, if there are other forms of payment, yeah, I don't know. I just can't tell other forms of payment, but you will be taxed if they come in through any other form that is other than direct bank transfer. It has to be a bank transfer before you will not be taxed. Otherwise, you will be taxed. It has to be a bank transfer or you'll be taxed. That's it. They have to pay that money into your bank account, like Nigerian bank account. They will go to their own bank abroad and make transfers into your Nigerian bank account. That is the only way that your rent money will not be taxed from your abroad tenants. Question number 15. If a disabled force worker is receiving disability funds, like the pensions, more like disability pension, like they're paying him because he no longer goes to work because he's disabled and is now at home, and so it's a kind of a compensation money for the service. And it was because you were serving the people or the country that put you in this position, and so they're paying him a kind of compensation. Will such monies be taxed? The answer to the question is no. It doesn't matter. Any amount, you will not be taxed. Such amount of monies, such monies from such situations, nah, it will not be taxed. Question number 16. If I am an agricultural company owner, I own a company that produces agricultural products. It could be palm oil, it could be groundnuts, it could be yams, it could be, I don't know, agricultural products generally. Will I be taxed? The answer to the question is in the first 5 years of operation, you will not be taxed. If the company starts today, it is until or let me say, if it starts 2026 as it's about to on the 1st of January, you will start paying tax 2031. That's 5 years ahead, right? So in the first 5 years of operation in that company, you will not pay tax. You will get to pay tax after 5 years it's exhausted. So that's when you get to start paying tax. Question number 17. If my company or small business makes 50 million naira below, or makes, let's say, from 1 naira to 50 million naira annually, will I pay tax? The answer to the question is no. If your business makes 50 million naira downwards, you will not pay tax. You only get to pay tax if it exceeds 50 million naira. So this is a little expo for you. If you have different businesses, if you are a transporter, if you own a little company for transaction, like a POS business, and you make hair, maybe you a barbing salon or something like that, you will have to register those businesses differently. You have to register them, the businesses you run differently. haircut different, POS different, transportation different. Because if all those monies from all those different companies come into one account, it might exceed the normal 50 million naira downwards. So if it goes above 50 million naira, you will be taxed. And so if you have different businesses, it is only wise that you register them differently, so as they will have their different accounts, different different CACD registrations, and TIN, the tax identification number, different ones for each business. So as one business can be 20 million, one business can be 10 million, one business can be 30 million. Because if they come together, it might exceed the 50 million naira. So that would be a wise thing to do. It's just my little advice, just to save yourself the trouble of taxation. Question number 18. If I own agricultural products like palm oil, like groundnuts, like leaves, like what are the agricultural products, you sell them. Maybe you have a local market in your village and you sell agricultural products that you get from your farm. This is for the farmers, right? That you sell in your local market, and someone comes to you and says, pay your tax. Should you pay? No. For the first 5 years of this law, you are not supposed to pay tax to anyone in your local market when you sell agricultural products. Products that are from our locality, like from the bushes, from the farms. You are not supposed to pay tax on them once this tax law launches from January. So you will start paying tax from 2031. Okay? So let nobody come to your local market to tell you to pay tax. I believe what they collect is a little, I don't know, like these people will collect tickets, right? But not tax, please. You are not supposed to pay tax in your local markets when you sell agricultural products alone. In the first 5 years, don't pay. Question number 19. As a freelancer, as a remote worker, as a content creator, will I be taxed? Will I pay tax? The answer to the question is yes. But if the whole money is paid to you without being taxed from the foreign company you're working for, let's say you're working for YouTube, you're posting videos on YouTube and YouTube pays you. If the US does not tax you and the whole money came to you, then Nigeria will tax you. If Nigeria does not tax you, it will only be because the US have already taxed you. So if the US tax you, so if you work for any country and the country tax you, then Nigeria will not tax you. But if they paid you the whole chunk of money without taxation, then Nigeria will tax you. So you will not escape the taxing. It can either come from the foreign country you're working for or from your country, Nigeria. This is how it's going to be. Question number 20. Please, this is the last question. If you have come this far with me on this video, then you might have found it useful somehow. So please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, or follow me for more videos. Question number 20. If a foreigner is working in Nigeria, will he be taxed by Nigeria government? The answer to the question is no, because the documentation of that person is already in another country, and that country is taxing that person. He is not an indigent, he or she is not an indigent of Nigeria. So that person will probably, I don't know for sure, but it's what it is. Foreign countries, London, America, Canada, they all tax their citizens. So whoever is working in Nigeria will most likely to be taxed wherever they are from. So Nigeria is not going to tax them. Nigeria is not going to tax them anymore. So thank you for watching this video. I will implore you again to consider subscribing to my channel and follow me if you're on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. So see you in the next one and stay blessed.